Hey there, everyone. This is Dr. Gwen from the Dr. Gwen International, Inc., and host of the iTunes show, the Dr. Gwen Podcast Show. Now, this is the first in a couple of weeks that I'm back, and I wanted to welcome you to joining me here today. And I want to tell you, last week I wasn't here because I was in the hospital. I actually had a clot pass through my brain, which resulted in a mini stroke. And what that did was that it left my left hand and my left leg a little out of whack. So it doesn't work quite as well as it normally does. So what happened was I was actually sitting here in my office on Wednesday recording a course that I am going to publish. And I got up to go to the kitchen to get something, lifted my hand, and it just fell. And I lifted my hand again, and it fell. So I started scurrying back to my office real quickly to make a phone call to my husband before something else started falling. And my leg wouldn't work as well. And so, anyway, I ended up calling him. Long and short of it was that when I went to the hospital, they did the MRI and discovered that I actually had a stroke. And as I laid there in the hospital bed, I couldn't help but think how lucky and blessed that I was, because as they started asking me questions about what I was feeling, they had me pushing with my foot and with my hand to see whether there was strength there or not. I realized what could have been. That number one, I could not have had all of my mental faculties in place. I could not have been walking. I could not have been using my hand, and though my left hand doesn't work as smoothly as it used to, that is coming back. And then my walking with my gait, that is also coming back, because I'm in therapy about that. Hey, Kelly, baby, I see you, sweetheart. And so I thought that was quite an amazing thing. And, as I was typing my message to someone, I said, you know what, I feel really blessed. I'm laying here in this hospital, and I'm not feeling panicked, and I'm not feeling stressed about anything and about what could have been. And truthfully, when I asked myself, why did I feel that level of peace? And I would tell you before I share something else later, it was really a calm before the storm, because I'm about to share with you a storm that actually came up as a result of it. But I asked myself, why could I be so at peace? Number one, I had loving family members, my kids, my husband. They were all there, I know, sending me loving energy and healing energy and praying for me. And number two, I felt completely as though I was on course fulfilling my mission, that no matter what had happened, that even if I didn't survive it, I would have felt completely grateful that I started doing what I felt like I'm here on earth to do. So I want to ask you, before I share with you that other episode, how are you feeling about what you are doing now in your life? Do you feel like you are doing what you were meant to do? And if not, what are you going to do to get on course? So now, as I was in the hospital and was getting out on that Saturday, my condition, I weakened, my arm weakened and my legs weakened to the point where I couldn't even support myself. I couldn't get up without any kind of assistance. I couldn't walk without any kind of assistance. So they did another MRI to rule out anything that might have developed a little further. So that was good news. There was nothing negative there. So I come home, and immediately I'm feeling great, because now I'm able to move around, and I was noticeably stronger on the day after I came back. But with the medication that I was taking, I felt like it had developed some type of phlegm inside of my system, so that it kind of blocked my my tubes a little and made it uncomfortable to sleep at nights. Now, the one thing I know I am is claustrophobic. I am claustrophobic. I've been that way for as long as I know myself. And it really doesn't bother me unless I feel, I certainly don't subject myself to going into places where I feel I'm going to get a phobia attack. And this particular night, I'm laying there and the breathing was, a little compromised, and my body flew instantly into fight or flight mode. My heart rate flew up, my heart started racing, my body started getting hot. I mean, every aspect of like, this is sure death, that sign came on. And I'm in the midst of this. Now, as a coach, I work with clients all the time to help them overcome their fears, their self-limiting beliefs, all the things that stop them, and that help them to overcome those processes. And seeing the process of doing that, I have a strategy that I help them to recreate the situation so we can work through it. Now, for me, this was a very blessed experience. Having gone through, now I'm in full panic attack mode, and my heart rate is going, and I realize that I have to use my strategy. I have to pull on this strategy to help me to overcome what was going on. And I just couldn't find the strength and the energy to pull from that place. The only thing that kept me going was just knowing that peace of having that inner connection with the divine that kept me going, but it still didn't stop the physical symptoms. I felt like I was about to die. And I took a deep breath and I started applying my strategy. And that's my system called my Surrender for Freedom process. I started applying that. And in the midst of it, it was excruciating. There is nothing like trying to work through a phobia to get rid of the triggers while you're in the midst of it. Now, I would never have known that experience had I not had this happen. I really would never have. And so that is one other thing that helped me learn about what people may be going through when times are dark with them. Because truthfully, I can't tell you that I've had a major dark time in my life that I haven't had some level of control over. But for this one, I felt like I didn't have any control. And so that gave me an eye. I don't have clients that have this deep phobia thing that they're in the midst of to work with, not yet, but I'm completely confident that this experience that I had will help me to work with those people who are going through that. And I discovered how dark things could be, really dark, ultimately black, like it's hopeless, like there is nothing that's going to come through on the other side. So as I sat there and I worked through it, I could feel the levels of layer just releasing and releasing and throwing my body more into deeper relaxation until finally I was able to work through it. Now, I can't seriously say that I think I've gotten rid of every ounce of it, because night after night, I deal with another layer, but it's not as intense as it was that first time. And so why do I come on here to tell you about this? Not so much to tell you about my experience, but so as to share with you, of course, I'm going to leave you with some tips and some advice that's going to help you to make your journey a lot easier and to offset a lot of the things. Another thing I learned from my stroke is really tuning into my body. I have a way when I take a break, that break is from the physical work, but I don't turn off my mind. And over the last week and a half, I have been forced to turn my mind off. No computers. I have not read a book. I just want to just detox, just get everything out of my mind and just relax so that I can completely heal. And so that's what I've been doing, working on maintaining a healthy pressure level and keeping myself whole. And so what I learned is the signals that my body sends me when I am to take a break. And if you've been following me for a while, then you know that I've talked about that cycle, that ultradian rhythm that our body takes us through several times during the 24-hour period. I am more in tune to that. Instead of, okay, I'm just going to lay down and breathe deeply, and then my mind's still running. It's just like, I'm going to lay down and I'm going to unplug everything, okay? Unplug everything. So where does that leave you? Number one, I want you to take an inventory right now to really look at your life to see, what exactly are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Do you feel like you are in a place that you are doing exactly what you want to do? I asked a friend this question last night, and his story is amazing. I said, do you feel like if you were called like tomorrow to leave this planet, would you feel completely 100% satisfied that you've done everything you know you needed to do? And his response was, no, not really. And I said, well, what would make it so? Because he felt like he hadn't done enough. That what gave me peace while I was on that hospital bed was not that I had done enough, but was that I had done all I could do up to that point. Of course, I know I have a lot more work to do. And so, hello, I'm here. I intend to be here, right? I know ultimately the control is probably not mine. However, I have the will to continue to make a difference with humanity, to do the things that I feel like I'm called here to do. That made the biggest difference for me while I lay there in the bed. So what about you? Are you in a place where you're going to feel as though you are satisfied? And it doesn't mean you got to get up and leave your job or do whatever you want to do, but find that thing that you can do to make a difference for humanity. Now, the second thing that I learned is to tune in to myself. Well, I did talk about all these things, so I'm just kind of summarizing for you. Tune into yourself, to your feelings, to your bodily sensations. What is your body telling you? If your body is saying you're tired, don't push it and try to go and try to go. It probably, as I said, it was a clot, a tiny clot that passed through my brain. And it may not have had anything to do with working or whatever, but in any event, every little thing leads up to something. Because as you know, your body is not compartmentalized. Every single aspect of your life is intertwined. So if you're feeling a little stressed or tired, then that could impact something else, like such as a stroke, or something else. So don't tune it out. Give yourself the attention. I recommend that for every 90 minutes you work, take a 15-minute break, whether it be a breather break or whether it's going to be a nap break. Now I'm tuning into my nap time, which after this live cast, I'm going to go and get a nap because I am feeling a little drained right now from some of the therapy exercises that I've had earlier today. So I am going to take a nap so that I can regenerate. Then you want to find that internal connection. Without that internal connection, then you will be like a thread in the wind, tossed in every direction. And when the hard times come, when the challenges really come, there is nothing to pull from. That internal connection is what I call my God, my divine. Some of you may say the universe, whoever that being is for you. That's where you go inside to connect internally so you can make a difference in your own life. So having gone through that experience, I'm sure there are a lot more things for me to learn from this, But those were the biggest takeaway. And I'm feeling completely grateful that I'm here. I didn't have to be here. It didn't have to end this way. And I feel quite blessed. You know, I'm not going to say lucky. I feel really blessed that I'm still able to use my arm, even though I don't use it the way I fully normally would. It's coming back. And with my leg, though it's been it's been a week, a little over a week, I am walking, you know, and I am using my hand and getting stronger every day. So I am not about to make this a long life cast, as I said. It's my nap time, so I'm paying attention to my body, and I'm going to go take my nap. And I hope that from my experience that you have learned something for yourself, that making sure you know what you love to do and that you're doing something in the world to make a difference for someone, and then understanding from other people's perspective what they may be going through. I think that was the biggest aha for me through this, having gone through that really deep, dark moment a few days ago and discovering, wow, people do go here. People go there often. You know, I know people are thrown into depression or panic attacks or whatever it is. And I never quite understood what that was until I had walked that path. So that has opened my eyes, and that has made me, I think, an even more powerful being here on this planet to make a difference for other people. What I say to others is, in leaving you today, is that this experience has really given me a platform now from which to really share from, so that I can transform more lives and make a difference in more people's businesses and in their lives, really, which is where it matters. So my friends, I hope that you found this brief talk inspirational, and more than anything else, what I hope that you will take away are some nuggets for you, so that you don't have to walk this journey and you can learn from other people's experience while you are empowering your own life and making a difference. Now, I'm going to post this video on my blog with a few other links, and I would like for you to go there to see the other links and to watch and to join. And I see Angela just joined. Thanks, Angie. And I'm tuning out now with a lot of love. Love you guys. This is Dr. Gwen, empowering lives to live purposefully and passionately. Bye.